Welcome to this tutorial video about Excel's AI built-in column from examples feature. A note before we get started. Anything we cover today may change tomorrow, or it might have changed right before today. We need to be flexible and adapt. AI stands for artificial intelligence. AI generally refers to the capability of a computer to perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence. This includes activities like understanding natural language, recognizing patterns, solving problems, and making decisions. We need to talk about what version of Excel works before we go any further. For this tutorial, Microsoft Excel 365 for Windows was used. Excel for Mac and Excel for Web do not have this feature, so neither Excel for Mac nor Excel for Web can be used for this tutorial. Only Excel Desktop for Windows can be used. The file needed for this tutorial is named datafile.xlsx. You can download it from http://tiny.cc/ai-files. When you open the Excel file named Data File, you will see several worksheets. The one needed for this tutorial is the column worksheet. With Power Query, sometimes called Get and Transform in Excel, you can import or connect to external data and then shape that data. For example, remove a column, change a data type, or merge tables in ways that meet your needs. Then you can load your query into Excel to create charts and reports. Periodically, you can refresh the data to make it up to date. The Column from Examples feature in Power Query is an AI tool that lets you create new data columns based on sample input you provide. Essentially, you give Excel an example of what you want the output to be for one or more cells, and Power Query tries to recognize the pattern and apply it to the rest of the column. This can be incredibly useful for tasks like extracting parts of text from a column, formatting dates, or creating new data combinations without writing complex formulas or code. It's like teaching Excel by example what you want to achieve, and then Excel does the heavy lifting to apply it across your data. Remember that this feature is not available in Excel for Mac or in Excel for Web. Navigate to the column worksheet. We will begin by loading the data table from the Excel worksheet to the Power Query editor. On the Data tab, click from Table Range. Now we are in the Power Query editor. We want to use column from examples to perform a data manipulation using the employee name columns. We have last name, comma, space, first name, and we want first initial, space, last name. Click the employee name column to select it. On the Add Column tab, click the drop-down arrow for Column from Examples. In the drop-down menu, click From Selection. This opens a column on the far right. Click in the first cell of that column and begin to put in an example from the first row of data. Type E. Notice that the column from examples gives suggestions for options right away for what we may be trying to do. The suggestions are not what we are trying to do, so we will keep going. Continue typing a space and then Santos. Press Enter. We get a message saying, please enter more sample values. Let's enter a second example. In the second line of the new column, type L Nakamura and press Enter. Now we have our pattern picked up and we see the formula as well. Click OK. Click the gear icon. In the New Column dialog box, under New Column Name, type New Employee Name and click OK. And now we have a new column in our data. Next, we want to categorize the employee satisfaction scores. We want a new column with dissatisfied for scores from 1 to 1.7, satisfied for scores 1.8 to 2.4, and highly satisfied for scores 2.5 to 3. To do this, with the Employee Satisfaction Score column selected, on the Add Column tab, click Column from Examples. In the drop-down menu, click From Selection. Our first employee, E. Santos, has a satisfaction score of 1.5. That is going to be categorized as dissatisfied, so we type that in the first line of the new column. We get a message to enter more sample values. Our next employee, L. Nakamura, has a satisfaction score of 1.8. That is going to be categorized as satisfied. So we type that in the second line of the new column and press Enter. Look at the formula now. That's not what we want, but it has begun to create the structure of our formula. Our third employee, S. Murphy, has a satisfaction score of 2.2. That will be classified as satisfied, so we type that into the third line of the new column and press Enter. Still not what we want, so we need to keep giving examples. Our fourth employee, J. Rossi, has a satisfaction score of 3, and that is going to be categorized as highly satisfied, so we type that in the fourth line of the new column and press Enter. Now the formula is very close, but we need to let Power Query know that 2.5 to 3 is highly satisfied, so we will give it one more example. Our fifth employee, A. Du Bois, has a satisfaction score of 2.5. That is going to be categorized as highly satisfied, so we type that in the fifth line of the new column and press Enter. Note that it just so happens that the employee with a 2.5 satisfaction score, employee satisfaction score, is next in our list. But if that employee were to be in a different position in the list, we could have jumped directly to that employee and typed highly satisfied in the new column list wherever it was. Our formula looks good. It matches our employee satisfaction score key. Click OK. Click the gear icon under Query Settings next to the new column. In the Add Conditional Column dialog box, change the name of the new column to Employee Satisfaction Classification and click OK. The new column is added to our data, and we are ready to be loaded into Excel. On the Home tab, click the drop-down arrow for Close and Load. In the drop-down menu, click Close and Load to. In the Import Data dialog box, we will tell Power Query how and where we want to view the data in our workbook. Select Table, then select Existing Worksheet and click Cell F1. Finally, click OK. And here's our transformed data. Okay, that's it. We are done. This video was created and narrated by Dr. Wendy Tietz. Have a great day.